Right, so when you come away from Malham Tarn Lake and you cut across the grass path, you come over here to just to the right of the car park, then turn right, come up this short piece of road, and you come to this little lay-by where the ice cream van's parked up, and then go through this turnstile gate here and head up that way towards Malham Cove. So that's where we're going now. Come on, away, come on, away. Oh yeah, got it. Right, so the pathway goes either uphill across the top of the hills, or it goes left towards the wall. So basically you've got to go left towards the wall and follow the wall around, and then that bit of river on the left hand side that's come from the lake disappears underground, and that's why they call it this area water sinks. Leave him, son, leave him. Hey, hey, leave him, leave him. Hey, leave him, leave him. Right, so onwards and upwards towards Malham Cove. Leave him, leave him. So we'll be taking the path off, which goes off to the left towards the wall over there, where the people, there's a bloke over there with his dog coming up. Little lambs there. Two little lambs. Right, that's looking back towards Malham Tarn, where we came past the car park, up the road a little bit, and then through the turnstile gate, and then we're just following this green path all the way along the brick wall, because the pathway goes up the hill to the right and then keeps to the wall on the left. Well, you keep to the wall on the left and you just follow this green grass path, and as you can see up ahead where those people are, it's the start of the gorge that you walk down through on the way to Malham Cove. So that's what you walk through, like a gorge, just coming up on the left there, it bends out the left there. The path that was going up to the right headed up there, and it had on the signpost Langscar Gate. Well, I've never heard of that and I don't know what it is, so obviously I'm just going by what I've seen on the videos to keep close to the wall here, and then follow the track all the way down. It takes it towards the top of Malham Cove, and that's where we're going now. But I can see a walker up on the top right there, so he must have followed the pathway across the top. Oh. But this grass pathway, it's very easy going, soft under your feet as well, so it's not too bad. It's just the heat of the day has made it harder. Probably by the time we get back to the car in Malham itself, we'll be exhausted. I know the dog will be. He'll fall asleep in the back of the car on the way home, not move probably. Right, I'll stop recording for now until we get into the gorge to save the battery as well, because they get really hot as well when they keep going filming in 4K. Right, so that's looking back along the path that we're taking, and you get to this point here and it's just all really rocks sticking up and it's not flat, and it's pretty difficult going, so you've got to keep your balance all the time. So I don't think I'll be able to record and walk through these stones at the same time, because it's all uneven ups and downs and loads of trip hazards. I'll do my best.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, stop recording because I'm falling all out. Right, after manoeuvring through the stony pathway, it's very thin in some places, right next to the wall, and then eventually you come into an open spot where you're back on the flat grass again, so it's a little bit easier. So I'll just record from here. The dog keeps coming backwards and forwards to see where I am, and then he goes forward again. So that's the alternative path. You can just go over the top, I think, to escape the thin, rocky pathway that we just come along. The pathway looks to seem to be a little bit easier from this point on after that skinny rocky bit, which is uneven and hard to manoeuvre. The rocks here are more flat and a bit of a pathway. Hiya.
Morning.
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 So this is the gorge that leads you down to the top of Malham Cove. Takes you to the top end where there's a zigzag path, takes you down and along the gorge, and you can see from the top, looks absolutely beautiful. Morning. Morning. Right, come on son. There's loads of sheep asleep on the left hand side there against the wall, so I'm going to have to put his on his lead and stop recording. Come here son. Right, so the rocky pathway that comes away from Malham Tarn to come over the top towards Malham Cove is very uneven, and there's loads of tripping points, so there's many times you've got to reach across and grab onto the side to stop you falling over. But now we're at the top of the ravine where you can look down and follow the path that goes away in front of you down at the bottom right. So this takes you round and then down to the bottom of the gully there. But like I say, the pathway that comes across towards Malham Cove is not the best and easiest. But the views from up here are spectacular down the gorge and across the limestone paving on the other side there. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, I'm trying to film for you to show you exactly what the pathway is like, and we're a bit of a struggle getting up the pathway to go around and down the other side. Of course, it's not easy when the dog's pulling you along as well and you're trying to keep your balance and film at the same time. But there you can see the pathway down below going through a turnstile gate and then wind its way down the bottom of the gully. And then further along, that's where you come to the top of Malham Cove. Down there, aye. You just follow that pathway all along, it takes you to the top of Malham Cove. So you go around here and it takes you round and down. Look at that view down there, man, it's absolutely gorgeous. So you go down, just follow the wall on the right hand side there and you can see where it's going around to the right. And then you come out the top of Malham Cove, so that's what we're doing next. So you've got to go around here to the end and then drop down. It takes you down that pathway on the bottom there, through the turnstile gate on the other side of the wall there. Right, onwards and upwards along this uneven rocky path. There's loads of people out now because it's getting later on in the day and it's a red hot sunny day. There's people down there on the pathway coming up, look. Aye.
Yeah.
Right, come on son. It's not the evenness of path, is it?
No.
It's difficult going. Trip hazards galore.
Absolutely. The only thing that will make it worse is the rain.
Aye, it'll be really wet and slippy then. So you go right round the right here and then drop down to the left, really all the way down there, where you can see them other waters that passed us earlier on down the bottom there now, going through towards a good turnstile gate there. Right, so onwards and upwards. Aye.
Alright.
No. Right. There's some people coming across a field from over there where I can see a road sign, so basically I wonder if that's Cove Road that comes down the way we came down to go towards Malham that way, where there's two cars parked beside the road up there. So it's like where there's a fence, where there's a cattle grating going across the road, and they've come across past the wall, and there's people sitting up there and taking the views. How's he going to get over there underneath? Go on and go and see Jimmy. Go on. Go and see Jimmy. Go on. Here he comes. Can he get underneath, can he, Jim? Well, to our 10 miles, he must have run backwards and forwards 20.
Yeah. We're stopping here for lunch. But we're sort of right to have it all together. That's all right. Because you go off that way, I think, don't you? Yeah. And we're going up there. But there's a flattish area around there.
Right, I'll stop recording when I get over there. Right, so that's looking back up to where we've just come from, that rocky pathway that comes down from Malham Tarn Lake. You zigzag down, coming down this rocky pathway here. It's a bit tricky, and loads of trip hazards, so you've got to take your time. But we're going down that way towards the turnstile gate and then through, and that'll take you to the top of Malham Cove. Right, so onwards and upwards. It's just like big steps down all the time, and loose rocks, so you've got to be careful where you're putting your feet, otherwise you'll be straight over. Okay. Do you want to get past me?
I'll pass you, right? Thank you.
My balance is not that good, so it takes me ages to get down.
Oh, you enjoy yourself, man.
That's the main thing, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful place to come.
It's-
You're making a video for YouTube?
Yeah, put YouTube on Facebook and things like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, 4K, so it's nice, good video, and the sound quality on this camera is just unreal.
Great.
Beautiful.
What's the name
It's a
of your
Nikon B700 bridge camera, but it does everything.
channel? And the name of your channel on YouTube?
Steve Dunn's my name.
Steve
Dunn, D-U-N-N.
Cool.
And everywhere I go without in the country, I put them up on YouTube now. So
Do you have any from the Lake District?
yes, I do the Lake District as well.
I'll be slower. Steve Dunn?
Steve Dunn, yeah.
Steve Dunn, okay.
I drive all the way up and down the country and do videos of anywhere where there's water, lakes, streams, rivers.
Beautiful.
So right, so that's looking back up the rocky path that was just coming down from Malham Tarn, the ravine that you come through up there through the gully, and then the path zigzags round along the wire fence there, and then you start dropping down. It's just all high steps all the way down, and it's dangerous. I would imagine walking down here when it's wet or full of snow, it'll be lethal, but it's quite steep, and then you've got a long way to go down at the bottom. So we're nearly at the turnstile now, so we'll be through that and then hopefully on a better pathway going round the top of Malham Cove. Right, so that's looking back up the rocky path that was just coming down from Malham Tarn, the ravine that you come through up there through the gully, and then the path zigzags round along the wire fence there, and then you start dropping down. It's just all high steps all the way down, and it's dangerous. I would imagine walking down here when it's wet or full of snow, it'll be lethal, but it's quite steep, and then you've got a long way to go down at the bottom. So we're nearly at the turnstile now, so we'll be through that and then hopefully on a better pathway going round the top of Malham Cove. Right, that's looking up the steep embankment pathway that was just coming down from the top. So Jay was sitting at the top of there and pointing his camera down into this gully here, all the way down there, following the pathway round. So it's onwards and upwards now down to this turnstile. God, I'm red hot. I can feel the sunburn on my forehead. So I'm going to be in for a bit of a sunburn today, I think. he's puffing and panting and all he's red hot again, so I'll have to stop and give him a drink at the stream when it comes out the bottom of Malham Cove. And you follow the stream all the way back to Malham itself anyway, where the car's parked, so he can, I just tripped over there, he can get a drink in the stream when we get back down to Malham. It's a good job my camera was around my neck there, I would have smashed into pieces. So it just shows you how tricky it is to walk along these pathways. He's looking for a way to get through. They don't make it easy for the dog, do they? I'll have to tell him to go underneath. Right, that's looking back up to the top of the rocks that we just came down on the zigzag path through the gully. And we're on the bottom track now. We've crossed over the turnstile fence and still continue along this rocky path. It'll be lethal this when it's been raining, absolutely lethal. So the dog's puffing and panting, he's red hot because the sun's really high now and the temperature's picked up again. Right, at least we'll get back on the grass pathway now. As we get over these stones, be a little bit easier to walk along. Right, a couple of last big step downs. 1 and 2, and that's me down on the flat grassed area. Walk a little bit faster now. Hang on a minute, black mam and white lamb. There's a rabbit away here somewhere. Rabbit. There's people clambering up the rocks going over that way and all. There she goes up the tail. She's going up the height out the way. Right, so we're at the top of Malham Cove now. There's a couple of lambs there just on the right hand side hiding out the sun and behind the rocks there. Right, so there's the famous limestone pavings straight ahead there where everybody's walking across the top of them. And if you walk to the far side, you can point the camera down 150 foot drop to the floor where the pathway leads the way in towards Malham along the river that runs from underneath the cove, from the caves where it drops through, comes down from underneath. Jim, we've got to go off to the right. Across the pavements here. Right, so as you can see, it's pretty tricky because there's gaps in between all the rocks, so you've got to be very careful. Falling again. Once again, it's a good job I've got my camera on my neck, otherwise I would have smashed off the rocks. But my balance is terrible since my stroke. Right, so up on the pavement. I'll stop recording because it's really tricky walking across these